All right, get going here. All right, here we go. Want to make sure you guys can hear me, and I want to make sure you guys can finally see me. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and good morning. Let me just say good morning to folks, and we'll be getting started. All right. Hope everybody's doing well today. Just make sure this works. Yep. Perfect. I'm a little early today. I apologize. Better to be early than being late. Good morning, everybody. Arnulfo, Lydia, Robert, Cam. Good morning, Cam. Jeff, Wade, Brian, Dave, Jill, Steve, Jesse, Bill, Deb, John, Art, Thomas, James Kwong, Scuba Chris, Keith, Devin, Option, Angie, Mark, Vertuvian, Donald, Chris, Joy, Richard from Puente Gorda. It's been a few days, Richard. I hope you're doing well. James, Dave, Stephen. Good morning, Stephen. Diana, good morning. Robert, Piet de Brock from the Netherlands is here. Mike, Wardog, Scuba Chris, Eduardo, Steve, Donald, Sassy Trainer, Jason, Brian, Ivano, Mike, Javad is here. Dr. Serena, good morning, Dr. Serena. Karen's, Christian, Samson, Bill, Charlie, Stephen, Joy, good morning, Joy. Randy, Mike, Stacy, Genevieve, JB, Debbie, Sandeep, Chad, Dave, Philip. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Brian, Ralph, good morning. Did you guys see the t-shirt, the picture that I posted in the Telegram channel this morning? Carlos, if you are here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that t-shirt. No soup until the diva turns, the diva marks the turn. I love it. Love it. We got Brian, Ralph, Lewis, Mitch, Patrick, Duzzy, Eagle Beagle, good morning. Good morning. Chris, good morning. Andrew, good morning. Should watch 2000. I don't think I've ever seen that movie before. I don't think I've ever seen that movie. Is it good? I'll check it out. I love movies, but I don't think I've ever seen that movie before. Thanks for sharing, Andrew. I'll check it out. Thanks, Eduardo. Hey, Penny, good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you. How are you and your husband doing? Dave, Don, Raj, Frank. Can you imagine, folks? Summer's almost here. Summer's almost here. All right. All right. We got it's 8:02. We got about 181 people in here. So first things first, if you guys don't mind, please, there's a little cog wheel here at the bottom right. At the bottom right. It says HD on it. Click it and make sure you're at 1080p. Okay. Good morning, William, Julio, or who? Julio, yes. Andrew, Kevin, Matt, good morning. Good morning. Sherman, Stan, Frank, a lot of people here. Good morning, Danny. How are you? So 1080p is what you want because then you'll be able to see everything in with at least some clarity, okay? And also while you're there, please give me a thumbs up. I'll give myself a thumbs up. And we got 200 people in the room. That's my official cue to begin. So let's begin. Doris, good morning. Good morning. If I did not say good morning to you, I apologize. I'm not doing it on purpose. Just a lot of people here this morning. So let me ask you the first. What do I always start off with? What is the major catalyst this morning? Remember, I told you what the major catalyst was. Thank you, Javad. I appreciate it. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember what the major catalyst is? What is the major catalyst? I always ask you every morning, what is the major catalyst? There's three things driving the market right now. Can anybody tell me what they are? Can anybody tell me what they are? So I know we have a little bit of a delay, but I'd rather be patient and Good morning, Martin. Good morning, Joy. That's one. FOMC's one, not Treasury auction, but Corey got it right. Corey got. I don't know, Joy. Do I call you Corey or do I call you Joy? I get an email with Corey, and then I don't know if it's Joy or Corey. I'm confused. And let me tell you, it doesn't take me a lot to get confused. Eduardo, that's very general. News is very general. FOMC tariff uncertainty. Well, we're getting a little closer. Sector rotation, no. Palantir, no, it's not a big enough catalyst. It's not a market mover. Palantir doesn't have Sean. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I don't know if I call you Joy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to do it on purpose. Bonds, no, not bonds. Earnings, on what stock? Earnings on what stock? Carlos says tariffs. Good morning, Carlos. Michael, Matt, Richard. Oh, no, no, no. But you know what? You guys are getting better. You guys are getting better because actually the truth is most of you got it right in some way or another. So let me tell you what the catalysts are right now, this morning. And folks, my suggestion is, this is my suggestion for you. Wake up every morning or just get on call 15 minutes before and try to figure out what is ticking the market every morning. You don't realize the kind of a trader you will become. You will become a much better trader because you're going to be already looking to see what the next scenes from the movie will be. You know, imagine you and I are watching a show. Imagine we're watching Better Call Saul. I'm watching it right now, actually, or Breaking Bad. You kind of know based on the characters what the expected move is, what they're going to do next. Like, you know, like somebody's not going to just go and fly off the handle, and some people are. It's the TV shows and markets. When you get into a groove, they're very much the same. Okay, so let me tell you what the catalysts are this morning. Okay, I'm going to tell you what the catalysts are this morning, and a lot of you did get it right. So the first catalyst is obviously FOMC. Everybody's waiting for FOMC. So markets are going to be a little quieter today than usual. Okay. Or at least they should be a little quieter than usual. That's number one. Number two, AMD earnings. AMD earnings. And by the way, like I said, a lot of you got it right. You just didn't get all of them. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Serena. No, that's not the major catalyst. The major catalyst is AMD earnings because AMD is extremely essential to chip stocks. It's almost like NVIDIA. It can impact other things. So FOMC, AMD earnings, and renowned pharmaceutical fears, aka tariffs. So pharmaceutical tariffs, AMD, FOMC. Those are the three things driving price. If I was an institutional trader, those are the three things. When I call Matt this morning on the way to work, which is the most I get to talk to him all day long because we're so damn busy. Um, when I do that, you will see that the first three things. I wish I can record the conversation. Maybe one day I will. None of it is really that private. Everything is completely transparent that we do. But the three things right now, I'm telling you right now, catalysts. Look, I wrote right here, catalysts, right here. See that? The first one is pharma, the second one is AMD, and the third one is FOMC in no particular order. So try, my point is try to write down the two or three things that you think that are the catalysts and try to compare them to what I say. Because eventually, you will get it right. You will get it right. Okay? And I'm telling you, it's more important than anything because then you have you have an anchor. You have an anchor to something. You're anchored to something. You know, you could at least focus on those three things, right? No, I wouldn't, Parker. I wouldn't do anything. The only thing I would do, a calendar spread. I call them time spreads, but yeah, calendar spreads. I don't know, Parker. I'll have to look. And more specifically, Parker, I'll be looking at the following things. How often does AMD underperform based on what they say? How often do they underperform the stock? And I'd like to see the implied volatility difference between options that expire on Friday versus options that expire next Friday. So, Parker, it's not just a matter of, oh, they have earnings, is there a spread? We have to check several things, okay? Now, on that note, while we're there, folks, today, now Warren Buffett has an indicator with a perfect score of 19-0 record flashed ahead of tomorrow's Fed announcement. And at 1 o'clock today, I'll be revealing how I'm positioning for what could be the 20th straight win. Okay. So here's the link for that. We're going to be talking about day trading stocks today, folks, at 1 p.m. The pit is coming back. The pit is coming back. And I'll be in my VIP room today with an earnings scorecard, assuming FactSet has it. I'll give it to you. Also, I'm going to have a special lesson today on using ATR to determine if a stock is overvalued, is overextended or not. I've showed you how to use Bollinger Width. Today, I'm going to show you how to use ATR to show you the same thing. So, folks, Richard today is going to be. Good morning, Richard. Richard, you missed so far. You missed the following. The three catalysts that I'm looking at is FOMC, AMD, and these pesky pharmaceutical potential tariffs. Those are the two things that I'm looking for today. Those are the three catalysts. And what was I just talking about right now? Oh, and I'm not going to know if the spread on AMD is good till much later today. Okay, so just FYI, I won't know that. Let me give you a link to Customer Service Live. And I'm sure Cam will be talking about some really good stuff today. There you go. So that's what you've missed so far, Richard. So we got three major catalysts. And I recommend that everybody, every morning, right before the show, write down don't guess, write down 2, 3, 4 things that you think are the most important. So, Richard, you mentioned before that I should have more in-person classes, and I agree with you. I should have more in-person classes. And I'm actually going to put together a next one. But one of the cool things that I taught you guys last session was how to use the Bollinger Width to determine if a stock is overbought. And I know Richard and a lot of you, I can't speak this morning, and a lot of you have started using it and applying it into your trading. So today I'm going to use another indicator, the ATR, to show you whether or not something is overextended or not. So you have another tool in your toolbox, okay? So if you guys like my Bollinger session, you really don't want to miss this session. And no, I'm not going to charge you anything for it. It's completely free. Although it's a premium education session, I'm not going to charge you anything for it. So anyway, that'll be today at noon. You really should not. You do not want to miss this session. I'm going to be coming at you red hot, okay? So let's talk a little bit about the market. How are we looking right now? And by the way, just so you know, I am in one way or another, and I'm not going to get into details right now, but one way or another, I'm actually short right now 2 FANG stocks, okay? I'm not going to mention anything else, but I'm short 2 FANG stocks. And I've been short 2 FANG stocks now. Yesterday was one, and now last Friday, the first one. So as you could see, my sentiment towards the market is shifting a little bit. There you go, Martin. Hey, Martin, were you in the previous one? Were you live in the other one? If you are, were you there, Martin? Let me know. Let me know if you were there. But anyhow, the markets are not looking all that great today. We do have congruency. Nice, nice. I don't really see the point in doing XSP. I don't know why people do that, asking me about. I don't know. Good, 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 good. Excellent. I don't know why folks are doing XSP, but maybe somebody can educate me. But I've been getting like a bunch of emails the last couple of weeks. No, last week. What's the deal with X? I don't know why you guys would use the XSP instead of SPY. SPY, it's a lot more liquid. It's got better volatility. Um, there you go, Martin. Perfect. Perfect. About what time will you start with that? Oh, no, that's for Cam. Okay, so markets are not looking great right now. Now, before we get any deeper, I want to show you something important, something that a lot of you are now paying attention to. Let me make this a little bigger so you guys can all see it. So we have now 290 stocks making 20-day breakouts. If you guys remember, oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I see. Dude, if you want tax advantage, just trade futures. Just trade e-minis. So much better. Gotcha, gotcha. I see what you mean. I got it. Yeah, it's based on the SPX. I got it. I understand why you guys are doing it. It's just the spreads are so wide. I like the SPY. Anyway, I don't want to get. So we have 290. We have 290 right here. Yesterday we had 704. Now I warned you yesterday that I warned you yesterday morning that we had 704 20-day breakouts. But when we looked at my directional indicator, you only had 57 stocks making 50-day highs. And I warned you, usually when that happens, that's a big rubber band, and that rubber band is getting stretched out. So this morning, we don't have 704 stocks making 20-day highs. We only have 290 stocks. Yeah, SPX is the best, of course, of course. I got it. I understand what you guys are trying to mimic SPX. Now I understand. Nobody told me that, so I didn't understand where you guys were getting all that. But if you guys want liquidity, SPY. So you could see this number is getting lower, but look at I want to show you how. Remember, I spent a bunch of time. I spent a bunch of time talking about this yesterday, right? Remember, rubber band is stretched, 20-day breakout. We had 700. I told you that it's really weird to have 700 stocks making a 20-day high. And I also showed you how we only had 50 something stocks making a 50-day high. Now, don't you think this is interesting? Today, this number goes from 704 to 290. The number of stocks making 50-day highs goes from 57 to 53. I'm going to show you this again, folks. I'm going to show you this again. 20-day high, 20-day breakout, 50-day breakout. 50-day versus 20-day, okay? Today, you have 290 stocks making a 20-day breakout. Yesterday, at this time, when we were live on the show, we had 704 stocks making 20-day breakout. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. Today, we have less than half of that. But the number of stocks making 50-day high went from 57 to 53. Roger, how is that possible? Michael, profit taking, what you're saying right now tells me that you completely avoided, or you were either not there yesterday or you were not paying attention to what I was saying yesterday. So, um, I'm looking at more like at 150 tickers, Beatrice. I'm not looking at 3 tickers. I'm looking at 150 tickers. Okay. So how is it possible that we had 700 something stocks and now we have 290 stocks, but the number of 50-day breakouts has not changed? Because the 20-day high is a rubber band. It's a rubber band indicator. Why do I have it here? And why do I have all of these here? Why do I have them so far apart? Why do I have the 20-day breakout next to the 90-10s? And why do I have the 52-week, the 20-week, and the 50-day here? Because trends don't start till you have at least a 2-month high. A 2-month high is a 50-day high. This only counts trading days. What I'm explaining to you is extremely important right now. Remember I told you when I see a huge number of stocks making a 20-day breakout, that means the rubber band is stretched out. If that number is not coming through right here, I want to see 50-day highs, not 20-day highs. So if this number goes to 500, 600, 700, but it doesn't make its way here, it doesn't reverberate through here, that means the market is just approaching a very strong overbought area. That means that rubber band is getting stretched out. When it reflects here, that means there's foundational upside. When it's reflecting up here, it means we're just stretched out to hell and overbought. I explained this to you yesterday in great detail. Does anybody have, and I explained to you yesterday how important this was. And today I'm demonstrating to you the impact of what happened as a result of it. I can't be more objective than a computer here. Does everybody understand exactly what I said? Yes. Remember what I said yesterday. I said to you, I said very clearly, this is where we were yesterday. Now, why am I spending so much time talking about something so minute? Because it must be very important. I'm showing you something that changed my life. When I learned this, it changed my life. So I'm explaining to you because I want you to have that oh shit moment right now. So the 20-day high, this 20-day high is a rubber band indicator. The 50-day high is a trend indicator. If you don't see the 20-day high numbers, 704 versus 50, reverberating into the 50-day high. In other words, if they're similar, or at least they have some amount of similarity, that means foundational growth is happening. But if you just see the 20-day high going to 700, 600, 800, that means markets are just getting overstretched. I explained that to you yesterday in a very, very, very clear fashion. Don't you want to know when you should be able to gauge a turning point in the market versus a trend continuation? I'm literally giving it to you on a silver platter, and nobody else in the world uses this methodology except me. And I'm literally handing it to you on a silver platter. It has nothing to do with resistance, and it has nothing to do with support. I'm talking about momentum. Good. Good, Kyung. Good. Capiche? So if you see the number of stocks making 20-day highs go crazy like 700, but you see the number of stocks making 50-day high at 53, that means market momentum has not shifted towards a foundational growth. It's still a counter trend move. 20-day high is a counter trend move. 50-day high is the first step of a trending move. Capiche? And today, that number is not 700, it's 290. Let's make sure I'm not crazy. One thing about me, I go back before going forward to make sure that no banana in the tailpipe. See 290? Yesterday, that number was 704. Look at the 50-day high. No impact. 53, yesterday, 57. See, this is on its own little world. It's not coming into the trending stocks. This is very valuable stuff. No, there isn't. I created this myself, Mitch, because I've been doing this for 31 years and I've noticed certain patterns. And I'm trying to share those patterns with you guys to save you 31 years of being a pain in the ass to yourself. Exactly, Danny. If you see, these are my trending tools, right? These are the ones I use to show if something is trending. This I used for counter trend. So if I see a big number here, and this is a huge number, 700, but I see 50 here, That's telling me we have a lot of stocks pushing the rubber band, but not creating foundational growth. Foundational growth, folks, doesn't start till at least a 2 month trend. This is a 2 month trend, and this is a 1 month trend. 1 month is a reversion, it's not a trend. 20-day breakouts fail about 70 to 80% of the time. But this happens to be extremely valuable. Like this is like stuff that I came up with on my own just from doing this for decades, just the same thing for decades and decades. And remember, I told you you'll be able to, it'll be like a movie after a while. Remember what I told you yesterday. If we don't see a shift, if we don't see some of this love, I told you yesterday, if we don't see some of this coming into here, right here, then what, then you know what's going to happen. This is going to revert. It happened. Exactly as I told you yesterday, it happened. Okay? I already put him in the members area in the VIP room on Kumar about 5 years ago. So what you're asking for has been done about 5 years ago. I'm giving you like the stuff you would learn at a $20,000 seminar. I'm giving it to you. I'm handing it to you for free right now. All right, let's continue. What are so that was the we don't have to revisit momentum again since I already talked about it. So everybody's getting ready for FOMC. We have international trades and goods and services. This is not going to be a big report because everybody's waiting for FOMC. Also, I'm not expecting a lot of institutional trading today ahead of FOMC. Nobody's really going to care about FOMC. We're going to care about the press conference, and we're going to listen to whether Powell says we're still in a very good environment and I see no reason to lower rates in the future, or he's going to say in a nice way, he's going to say Donald Trump is causing me ulcers and right now, things our instruments are seeing employment may be on the rise. He's going to use that and there may be a chance that rates may be going lower faster than we expected. He's either going to go that route or he's going to go the route of nothing is going to happen. If he goes into the route of we don't see any reason to lower rates, we don't have enough data with the tariffs, markets are going to go down. If he goes with the due to the fact that our indicators are giving us worse data, which they're not, by the way, maybe a little bit, but not really. Um, so that's going to be everything's going to be dependent on whether he opens the door to lowering rates in the future, or if he really sticks it to Trump and says all of our data is so far backing out okay. We don't have no reason to lower rates. That's all. That's what we're waiting for tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. It's exactly what Richard told Barry. That's exactly right. Okay. All right. So that's what we're waiting for. What about the bond market? What's the bond market doing? The bond market's not giving us any relief. We're not getting any relief yet from the bond market, folks. No relief. What about crude oil? Remember, yesterday I told you that I believe we're bottoming out and I think we're going to come up on crude oil. Does anybody not remember me saying that yesterday? I said I think we're bottoming out and we're going to have a little turnaround. Now, before you get too excited, just FYI, here are the areas. These are the areas that we're watching right now. The odds are we're going to come up here, break this level, this 59 level, come up to these areas and probably consolidate around here or make a lower low and come lower. So I do believe we're going to be bouncing. The question is, how much are we going to bounce? Okay. The indicators are less worse than they were when they cut rates. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know how much Powell wants to stick it to Trump tomorrow. If I was Powell, I'd stick it to him really hard based on what he's been saying. But I don't know. 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 But what I do know is that we have to overcome the 60 level on the energy right here, 60. Let me actually put that a little higher up there, somewhere right there, right around 60. And then we have one support resistance, two resistance, three resistance level, and then this. But I don't think we're going to come up here. I think we're going to come up somewhere around. I think we're going to see that. Whoops. The odds are we're just going to come up to this trend line up here and then break back down, or maybe come up all the way to 65. But I think we're going to stay in this area for a while. But I did tell you yesterday, um, but I did tell you yesterday that I think energy's bottoming for the time being. I did. You guys remember that, right? I want to make sure I'm not losing my mind, but I believe I told you that. U.S. dollar, folks, is not helping us at all. Look, at all. Zero. I mean, ever since Trump did his whole, you know, his whole liberation shtick, nothing. No soup. This is very bad. Gold is starting to come back up. I gave you guys a spread on gold about a week ago. It should be starting to make profit right now. It looks like gold wants to come up here. I don't know if it wants to test the high or not. Look how it respected this line. I was kind of hoping we would come down a little more. We still may. I would be more comfortable buying gold around the 3150, 3170, around this level, right around this level. Okay. A little lower than we're at right now, just a little bit lower right now. Now, if you're currently long gold, that's great. Stay long gold. You don't need to do anything. If we come up to the high, the previous high, you may want to, if we break out above this area, you may want to start liquidating some of the positions that you had. But I wouldn't be buying it around here. I would probably wait till we're like right at this line right here, this red line. But again, if you're currently long gold, it's okay to hold. I'm not bearish on gold. I just think there may be a better buying situation here. They do, Jeff. They do have some correlation. China, China's breaking out. China's looking good, which it doesn't bode bad for the U.S.-China relationship. Okay, doesn't bode well. And Bitcoin not doing so great today. Kind of coming back to the moving average here. But we are above this area. In principle, what I want to see on stocks is what I'm seeing on Bitcoin right now. I want to see this. I want to see stocks coming up to this area. So what I want is this in stocks, not in Bitcoin. And volatility is kind of stopped around here, which is not great because if you don't take this into account, right? If we don't take this into account, if you take this into account, this is fairly low. But if you don't take this into account, volatility is still 1.5 times higher than it should be. We're still in the upper end of the range. So nothing has been resolved. I mean, 25 volatility is not low. It is low compared to all this, but it's not low on its own. And here, we stopped dropping about 10 days ago. So now we're coming back up, and the question is, how much are we going to come up? So this is still in a danger zone. We're still in a danger zone. Volatility is good when it's below 20. It's not below 20 right now. All right, let's break everything down. Notice we spent half an hour before even getting to the news. E-minis are down 0.8. Let me see how much they're down this morning. They look like they're just doing their thing. Let's see what Tesla's doing. I'm just taking a quick look here. Eh, just kind of sitting there, not really doing much. Tried to break this several times and it couldn't do it. Okay. So let's kind of put everything together here. Corporate earnings, negative impact of U.S. tariffs on business, global economy. We already know that. Investors will wait to the start of Federal Reserve. That's a big, big catalyst. Palantir's down 7%, but Palantir doesn't have a lot of market cap. It's not a huge stock in the S&P 500. After data analysts company resulted fell short of investors' expectations. Analysts pointed to weaker international sales division. That's bad. Ford withdrew its guidance. Folks, there's nothing worse for a company than withdrawing its guidance. That's like having the rug pulled from underneath you. And Ford is a major, major company. Okay, as we all know. I'm not going to tell you that Ford's a big company. President Trump Sunday announced a 100% tariff on foreign produced films before he had a chance to ask Hollywood if they were okay with it. To me, it just sounds like Trump just gets these ideas in his head and he just tweets them. And then he goes and he shoots first and asks questions later. So we know that about him. We're just going to kind of ignore that right now. Escalation in trade saga, further uncertainty, pharmaceuticals. Later plans to unveil pharmaceutical tariffs within the next 2 weeks. See, that's a little more concrete. And the market is now starting to look into that. Okay. We get a lot of our pharmaceuticals from India, by the way, folks. What weirdo has his year? I don't know, Angie. I don't know. Bored at the White House and tweets whenever. Exactly. Exactly. He just tweets things. Hollywood doesn't like him. They can't stand him. Um, so pharmaceuticals right now. I told you that's one of the three things that I'm focused on today: FOMC, pharmaceuticals, and AMD. And I can't wait to see how chips do today in light of AMD tomorrow and FOMC tomorrow. It's a double whammy. John Voight. I know John Voight, by the way. He's not a friend of mine, but he's an acquaintance of mine. Naples fan. He's actually a really, really nice guy. He's a really, really nice guy. I could tell you a story of how I met him. Basically, he loves delis, and I love delis. And he and I would end up going to the exact same delis, different delis, 3 times a week for like 10 years. So we ended up kind of getting very friendly as a result. So he's actually a pretty nice guy. He's out there, but he's a very nice guy. He's a very nice guy. Very, very nice guy. All right. Okay. I don't get into politics with him, but he actually is a very nice guy. Very funny guy too. Yeah. Zimit Biomet plunged 11%, was the top percentage loser. On Semiconductors plunged 8% and was top percentage loser. This is not good, folks. This is not good for Nasdaq. Berkshire Hathaway fell 4%. I don't think Warren Buffett stepping down is going to have a major impact on the company. As a matter of fact, I believe it's better for the company because the guy who they hired is younger, and that means he's going to be a little more comfortable with technology. Okay, he's going to be a little comfortable with technology. EQT was upgraded. The problem is this is a natural gas stock, so when natural gas stocks get upgraded, that's actually not that great for the economy. Federal Reserve is going to have its meeting. We know that Trump has been pressuring interest rates. Market attention will be an indication of whether rates might be lower later this year to support the economy. That's what I said. Nothing's going to happen tomorrow, but we're all going to be waiting to see. We're all going to be waiting to see if we're all going to be waiting patiently to see what the forward-looking statements are. We got AMD, we got A&E, which is a big networking stock. We got Duke Energy, we got the utility stocks. We got Marriott, which is actually pretty important to see if people are booking reservations. By the way, New York was packed. I was in New York, guys, and yes, exactly what Jeff just says. I'm actually going to start putting money as a result of Warren Buffett leaving Berkshire. I'm actually going to start putting money with this guy because I think he's going to become a little more dynamic. Buffett was amazing first 25, 30 years. The last 10 years, he wasn't doing nearly as well. So I do like where this is going. I think this is a great time to change investors. What Jeff just said. I think it's great. Let me give you guys some links, folks. At 1 o'clock, it's all going to be about day trading. See my 20th, potentially 20th straight win. We got a VIP room at noon today. Folks, you do want to be there at 1 o'clock today. I promise you. You definitely want to be there. I may even do some live trading today. Okay. And there's Customer Service Live, VIP Room, which I'll be talking about earnings today. FactSet, I believe, has updated. And I'm going to talk about ATR. I'm going to talk about how to use ATR. So again, I'm very curious how Marriott did. And again, New York was packed, packed. I mean, packed. We got U.S. trade balance data. The markets have not been reacting very much to this. But again, we'll see how the markets look. Europe. Let's talk about Europe a little bit, okay? We got down over 1%. Not crazy, but not great. And again, U.S. stocks are very much focused on what's going on with Europe. The markets are very global right now. So we got to talk about this. This is reflecting on the U.S. Sentiment was dampened after Chancellor faced unexpected setbacks. U.S. President Trump tariff policies weighed on sentiments after he warned that pharmaceutical stocks, folks, could be in pharmaceuticals. We're going to be keeping an eye on pharmaceuticals. Okay, Europe and India. A lot of pharmaceuticals come from Europe and India. China closed higher, hit a 1-month high. We already saw that. It's doing great right now. They're not worried about these tariffs. They got Trump under their thumbs. Telecom technology stocks outperformed on Tuesday. The gains followed comments from Buffett, who said you could see substantial progress. Now, we know it takes about 18 months to decide tariffs, and he's talking about substantial progress. Have we seen them make a deal with anybody yet? Have we heard what the deal is? I haven't seen or heard anything. I ain't seeing it till I believe it. And I can tell you it's always packed. Oh, it was really packed. I mean, it was packed. Do you know that Warren Buffett's Berkshire has more bonds than the federal government right now? Japan was closed for the holiday. They're going to reopen tomorrow. Palantir is down 7%. Folks, this is not a huge stock. It may have impact on other stocks, but this is not like AMD or Nvidia, just FYI. Ford, on the other hand, not great for auto stocks. And yes, this may impact Tesla. Yes, this may impact Tesla. There is a correlation between Tesla and Ford. I know a lot of folks don't believe me, but there is a correlation between auto stocks and everyone thinks that Tesla's correlated to solar stocks, but they actually are correlated to auto stocks. Hims got a haircut. I told you I love their shampoo. I know they do I just learned that they do other stuff. I don't buy their other stuff, but I go to Rite Aid and I buy or Walgreens. I buy it's a 2-for-1. Their shampoo's amazing. I love their shampoo, but it is what it is. I think they're getting some competition from Amazon, actually. Naples fan says Marriott trimmed revenue forecast, projected second quarter below. On Tuesday, thank you, brace for slowing travel demand. Yes, Naples fan. Unfortunately, you are right. I'll take a look at Boeing in a few minutes if you remind me, Rice. I'm curious to know what Boeing is doing. By the way, their bagels were amazing. I went to Leonard's Bagels. I went twice, and they were amazing. Comcast dropped 1%. This is a communication stock. I don't really follow this stock very much, Upwork, but they did really well. But this is a good news. China has eliminated tariffs on minerals they need for plastic and oil and gas. Chinese workers are revolting because of work cutbacks. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jim from Alabama. Thank you, Naples fan. This is good information. This is very good information. DoorDash. Tiago, can you tell me what DoorDash forward-looking statement said? Remember I told you yesterday we have to keep an eye on DoorDash, not because they're a big stock, because consumer sentiment. Okay, let's take a quick look at DoorDash. I forgot about DoorDash. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Really, Cam? Skechers? Oh, my father, God bless him. He loves those Skechers. Tesla gets the correlation with solar because they bought out. Yes. You guys are writing. I may just start reading your testimonials more. You guys are killing it here. Companies are now projecting a recession. Yes, Jeff is right. So far, you guys are cooking with gas. Ooh, DoorDash. I'm more concerned with what they told customers. Folks, when money gets tight, People cut on DoorDash. People cut on Uber. They cut on DoorDash. I told you that yesterday. Very important. This is not good for consumer discretionary, guys. This is not good for. I smell a rat. This is not good for consumer discretionary, which is down almost 1% at the open. $9 billion. I got to tell my dad. It's all he, folks. My father, God bless him, he's 77. That's all he wears. That's like, I think he has for every 10 pair of for every pair of regular shoes, he has like 10 pair of Skechers. All right, let's look at the stock market. First off, we have 33% of stocks trading above the 200-day moving average. So we are still wildly favoring the bears. What about what are stocks what type of stocks is money moving into today? Let's take a look. I warned you yesterday that I saw money coming out of technology. Let's see if that's true. Look where QQQ is today. Look where QQQ is today. Look where consumer discretionary is. Look where Bitcoin is. I want to remind you of something. Let's go back 2 days ago. Technology, QQQ is right here. Bitcoin is right here. 2 days ago, Bitcoin is right here. Communication, consumer discretionary is right here. Look where everything is 2 days ago. Semiconductors are here, but that's still high enough. But look where everything is. That's Thursday last week, coming into Thursday of last week. Tech, Bitcoin, QQQ, industrial, communication, consumer discretionary. Look at it today. Look where QQQ is. It's not in the second spot. It's down here. It's below mid caps. Look where consumer discretionary is. Look where Bitcoin is. Capiche? It's all he wears. He wears those Crocs, and and my daughter too. She wears Crocs, but she doesn't wear Skechers. But he's been telling me to get Skechers for a while now. So consumer discretionary, folks. DoorDash, consumer discretionary. Amazon, Tesla, consumer discretionary. QQQ, not here, here. Starting to get a little fragmented. Let's look at the QQQ. Let's look at some levels. Folks, are you enjoying this? Are you getting some benefit out of this? Is this helping you become a better trader? Is this helping you become a three-dimensional trader? Look what QQQ's doing today. Look what QQQ's doing. Do you see why I have the 200-day moving average up here? Look how many times it tried to break the 200. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. What happened? Look where it is right now. Look. We're now below the VWAP. We're almost at the 8-day. Look at that. We're almost at the 8-day. You said SMH is up? Let's take a look at SMH. You said SMH. Who said this? Naples said SMH is up a lot from yesterday. SMH is down 1.4% from yesterday. It's at the 50-day moving average. SMH, you're either looking at something wrong or you need glasses. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Oh, there's nothing like fresh chicken. Thank you, Carlos. And thank you for the shirt. Thank you, Kango. Hopefully I got your name right. My dad loves that he's 99, walks 5 miles. Wow. You see, my father, I call my father Glue because he's glued to the couch watching TV all day. I call him Mr. Glue. Anyway, semiconductors are not looking great. They're down almost 1.5%, and we're at the 50-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average is crossing the 8-day right here. So the next step, look, folks, the next step on SMH is for us to cross the 8-day. And I want to bring something to your attention. We couldn't even get up to the 200-day moving average. Yeah, SMH, Naples fan, but you said it's moved up, but it's still very weak. It's very weak. It's not up a lot. Not up a lot. It's down almost 1.5%. And look what happens when we came. Look at what happened when we came right to the VWAP. Look how well these VWAPs work for support and resistance. Okay. How about SPY? Let's look at SPY. Same thing. Coming off. Look. Coming off. Coming off. Coming off. Right at the 200, coming right off. The next line is the 50-day, which is crossing the 8-day. That's 556. The area you're going to watch today is 555. If we break 555, we're coming back into this zone. Do you remember what I told you, that there's a lot of stuff here? It's going to be very hard for us to get past this. I said it's a liquidity pocket right here, and it's going to be very hard for us to get past this. I told you this the last few days. So right here, 555. If we break the 555, we're going to come down. We're starting to come back down here. It's not what they report. It's their forward-looking statements, Tiago. Do you think it will be a wait-and-see day because of FOMC? Maybe a little bearish to neutral. Bearish to neutral is what I'm seeing today, Stacy. What about mega caps? What are mega caps doing? Very important. Well, they were down a full basis point yesterday, and they're already down a full basis point. And look at where we're at. We're almost at this area. Have you guys noticed that most of the indexes were at a wave of breaking the 8-day and the 50-day? Watch. Look at this. QQQ. Look. Pay attention. Pay attention. See? Right here. This is the magic area right here. 472. 472, 473. Sorry, folks, my dogs are going ape shit right now. I apologize. On the SPY, that level is, I'm trying to give you that level on every major index. That level, see, they're already crossing. Look. See how they're already crossing? That level is 555 something. On the Dow, they're right in between. Look. See how we're right in between? So if we break this, if we break 40,600, we're going to be back in this area. And by the way, I've warned you about this for several days now. When we were down here before we broke up, I told you that even if we get above this moving average, we got to get above the 200 and the 100. We have to be where the Bitcoin is, which is right here. We got to be where Bitcoin is. We can't break this level. And I said the problem is we got the 200 here and the 100, but more importantly, we have this liquidity pocket. And it's very hard to get past this liquidity pocket. It's Carlos Contra Original, and the professor has the first one. It'll debut at the Met Gala tomorrow. Beautiful, Carlos. Beautiful. So I hope you guys understand we're kind of in between a rock and a hard place right now. There's not a lot of directional bias. We're in a wait and see territory right now. Okay. We're in a wait and see territory right now. I don't think this news, international trades and goods and services, is going to have much of an impact. It may, but I doubt it because I think everybody's focused on FOMC, this new pharmaceutical Michigas that President Trump pulled our way, and AMD. Those three things. Thank you, Jeff. See, this is perfect. I forgot about RSP. Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something. Jeff, I'm going to have to make you my volunteer assistant. Yeah, he's right. He's absolutely right. He's as right could be. And I don't know why I forgot RSP today. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. I owe you one, Jeff. Look, you see how we're already below this area? This is not what we want to see on QQQ and SPY. The next level is the 8-day. And if we're below the 8-day, we go back into this area, which I drew for you and told you that we have a big liquidity pocket here and here. There's two of them actually here. See, it's very hard to get past these zones here because there's a lot of resistance builds here. See how we're in this area right now? We couldn't even get above these VWAPs. So, folks, I'm not nearly as bullish as you may think. I'm pretty neutral right now. Pretty neutral on the market. Okay. And I'm short in one way or another via weekly cash flow and the pit. I'm in effect short to FANG stocks right now. Okay. That's all I'm going to say there. Let me give you stocks and then I'm going to go to work. Got to earn my keep around here, right? Pepsi. I'm still bearish on Pepsi. I am. I am still bearish on Pepsi. I'm not letting Pepsi go. Enphase. By the way, this stock, when it moves, this is actually a pretty good day trading stock. It tends to move really well and smooth. Solar stocks tend to day trade really well, really, really well. Just giving you heads up. I like this stock. It needs to break a little lower, but I like what it's doing, and I like how it's below the 8 day. Got a nice little thing going on here. As soon as this breaks, got a nice little move here. TFX, nice breakdown here. Folks, some of these stocks may not have enough liquidity for you to trade options. I'm just giving you heads up right now. Some of these stocks may not have the liquidity for you to trade options. Maybe, Carlos, maybe. You know, it's easy to get me to Texas. My wife's best friends all live in Texas, and they visit us all the time, and they're always inviting us to Houston. So it would be very easy for me to. My wife is like, let's go to Texas anytime. It's a direct flight. So it would be very easy for me to do that. She would be up for it, basically. She would get to spend some time with her two best friends. Builder Resource, another good stock, also good for day trading. I like this stock. I like Enphase and Builder quite a bit, by the way. Let me circle this. Holex. This stock has been on our list for a long time now. Huntsman. Again, I don't know the liquidity on the options on a lot of these. I also don't know when they will have earnings. I'm not screening for liquidity and I'm not screening for earnings. I'm just giving you heads up in the morning. In the afternoon, we actually look at liquidity and we actually look at options. Helen of Troy, this stock has been on my list almost every single day. I still don't know what they do, but I know that anybody who's been short this stock has been making money. ENR, Energizer, uh, battery company, had earnings. Be careful. Let's make sure that it can hold this area. It's too much of a gap here for now. I didn't know that it had earnings this morning, so let's just be cautious here, okay? Yeah, we also know our way around Houston really well. So I mean, it would be easy for me to plan something in Houston, and it's a direct flight. I also like this stock, Tyson Foods, but it's a little overextended, but I still like it to the short side. We made money in the pit on this stock yesterday. I still like it. Now, let me give you stocks to the upside. Now, before I give you stocks to the upside, um, food is actually really good in Houston, Cam. Really good in Houston. Here, it's not, but in Houston, it's actually really good. So, folks, aside from me giving you bullish stocks in a few seconds, I want you to focus on the type of stocks that are moving right now. And you'll notice the majority of these stocks are not your let's go and buy stocks kind of stocks. Okay. They're defensive. They're defensive. SLNO, Uber. This is probably the most speculative stock I'll have today. And it's down today. I wouldn't be buying this today because of DoorDash. So just giving you heads up. APG, overextended to hell, but there's not a lot to choose from right now. Philip Morris, Richard. Yes, Philip Morris. Beautiful looking stock. EA. Remember I told you we got to watch it. It's breaking the 200-day moving average about a week and a half ago. It finally broke it. Monster, Staples, consumer staple stock. Yay. Folks, how about some thumbs up? If I've been giving you value, how about some thumbs up? Just click it one time. How about some thumbs up? I like Monster Beverage. I like Fastenal. I think we had the stock in one of our programs a week ago or so. Fast. I like CBOE and I like CME right now. FinTech, and CME. I like them both. Again, I'm very cautious of the upside today. And CCK. Notice there's no Amazons, there's no Googles, there's no AMDs, mostly defensive stocks. Folks, when Philip Morris is on my watch list to the upside and MNST is on my watch list to the upside, you got to be really, really cautious. We are not in a great place right now. Okay. We are not in a great place right now. We have FOMC tomorrow. Please be cautious. Now, today I have a day trading class at 1 o'clock. It's going to be a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys show up. I will also be, and maybe we'll be targeting our 20th straight win. I'll be in the VIP room today at noon talking about earnings and talking about the ATR indicator. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be a bonus VIP session and customer service live. Right. Remember how it was Aqua Grill. I took you guys to Aqua Grill, I believe, when we were there. The barbecue place is Valley Smoke. Oh, Bearded Pig is good, but Valley Smoke is better. Valley Smoke is the best barbecue place. Oh, Bucky's. Yeah, Bucky's is fun. All right, guys. I will see you later. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you have any questions for me, not customer service, if you have any questions, roger@rogerscott.com. Okay? All right, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day today. Hopefully, I answered all of your questions. And Carlos, thank you once again for the beautiful T-shirt. I love it. Look at that. I got a tattoo on my back. Love it. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Be careful today. We're favoring the downside for now for obvious reasons, okay? I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. Remember, the three catalysts, FOMC, pharmaceuticals, and AMD. Bye, guys. Keyhawk fan, there's a reason why I'm not talking about Tesla. You should know what that reason is. Bye, guys.